From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
Hello and welcome to Ticats Today on the Ticats Audio Network. I'm Brayden Neville, and a beauty Monday, May the 8th here in Hamilton. I made the huge mistake of putting on a coat and a sweater this morning, so I regretted that almost immediately, but it's nice to see the warmer weather coming, and that can only mean one thing. Football is just around the corner. We have an exciting show today, as I will be speaking to two of the Ticats' newest draft picks, 4th round pick and defensive back Patrick Burke Jr., and 8th round pick out of the University of Calgary, Josh Hyer. First, I want to get to some news around the Ticats, though. Ticats were working late Friday, announcing several signings. The team signed 4 players, starting off with global punter Bailey Flint, American defensive backs Dexter Lawson Jr., Carthel Flowers-Lloyd, and American defensive lineman Kendrick Sarter. Flint, he was selected by the Ticats in the first round of the 2022 Global Draft. He's a punter. He had some pretty good numbers at the University of Toledo, and he has a very reliable leg. So a good addition there. Lawson Jr. is coming from his lone season at Appalachian State University, where he had 26 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 8 passes defended. The other cornerback signed by the Ticats was Flowers-Lloyd. The 24-year-old played 10 games at Stony Brook University last year, where he had a total of 70 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, 1 interception, and 4 passes defended. Before that time, he was at Eastern Michigan University, where he played 31 games over 3 seasons there. And finally, Kendrick Sarter, the D lineman out of Marshall University, who had 33 games over 5 seasons with them. I think it's time now, though, we throw to another new member of the Ticats, 4th round pick, Patrick Burke Jr. All right, I'm here with Patrick Burke Jr., the 4th round pick to the Ticats, the defensive back from Wilfrid Laurier. Patrick, congratulations, man. How does it feel to be drafted to the CFL?
It feels great, man. Getting drafted, my name called on draft night was so unreal, but it's what I've been training for, and now it's time to get to work.
So you hear you're going to the Ticats. What was your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I was in awe at first, and then I was really happy because I just see myself fitting in there very well and having a long, successful career with them. So I was instantly excited right away. And I remember when I was at East West, Coach Orlando came and spoke to us, and we weren't playing as yet, but I just felt like I could run through a wall for him. So I was like, okay. And then that memory hit me again. I was like, wow, he's going to be my head coach now for the Ticats.
Yeah, and Coach O has that impression on a lot of people. So even when I just talk to him in the hallways, I get that impression, and I'm not playing. So I can understand that. Now, obviously, you're pretty close to Hamilton. What was it like knowing you're going to be playing a little closer to home?
It felt great, to be honest, knowing that I can be so close, but yet still be a pro athlete and get the job done. So I was excited for that, and in the off season, I will still be able to be with the team and still see my family. So it's pretty great to be as close.
Now, for those who don't know your game, how would you best describe yourself as a player on the field?
I'm a dedicated and very physical player. I do whatever it takes to get the job done, and I'm always looking to get better. So,
now, have you gotten the chance to talk to anyone in the organization since being drafted? Any players or coaches?
Yeah, all the coaching staff reached out to me and congratulated me and had little small conversations with me, and some of the players reached out to me, and I just can't wait to report to camp and meet all of them and get to work.
And we're excited to have you here. So speaking of camp, camp's coming up. It seems like you just go right from the draft, and then all of a sudden you're in rookie camps and training camps. What has your preparation been like for that?
I've been training for a while now, and even after the combine, I took maybe 2-3 days to myself and got right back to the grind. And even on draft day, I was still training, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're still training?" I was like, "Yeah, because job's not done. There's still more to go." So I've been training for a while, and my trainer's been getting me ready for everything I have in store coming. So he wants me to be in the best shape possible, look as best as I can, and just be successful when the time comes.
Now, obviously it's a diehard fan base here for the Ticats. Tell me a little bit about your excitement possibly playing in front of that crazy fan base.
Oh, that fan base is amazing. I went to a game last year, Hamilton versus Saskatchewan, and just seeing that crowd environment, like I wasn't even part of the team. I was just still in university, and I was in awe, and like this fan base is wild. Like I like it, like the way their chants, the Oski Wee Wee chants, and
Yeah.
how the crowd like just is so fired up for the games. I was like, oh my gosh, like this, like if you're a player, you must be amazed by like how great this fan base is. And a year later, I'm part of
Here
that
we are.
organization.
Yeah, perfect. So what are your goals, would you say, heading into training camp and into the next season?
My goal is to be the best player I can and show everyone why I'm here and work hard at everything I do and to be part of the 46-man roster and eventually becoming a starter and being a successful, well-known player in the league.
Well, Patrick, I want to thank you for joining me today, and I know tons of people are thrilled and excited to have you here in the organization, and we look forward to seeing you on the field and in training camp.
I appreciate it, sir.
That was Patrick Burke Jr. Great interview with him, and a very nice young man, 4th-round pick to the Ticats. We'll be getting to my next interview in just a moment, but I wanted to remind you that the Ticats in Forge FC shop now has new arrivals, so be sure if you're trying to look swaggy for this season to check them out, open on Tuesday to Saturday from 10 to 6. I was taking a look at some of the merch, and there's a lot of stuff I want to get my hands on, so I'm definitely going to be stopping by there very soon to check out all the new merch that they have coming in. Also, the Magic Bag matching game is now live on the Ticats socials and website until Friday. The game is simple. You turn the cards over and try to get as many matches as possible in the shortest amount of time. And I tried it myself. My time was absolutely terrible. So be sure to go on there. There's a chance to win tons of prizes also. The contest ends Friday, so check it out and get your chance to win. I think now is the time I throw to my next guest, 8th-round pick Josh Hyer, on being drafted and proving himself after being a later pick. All right, I'm pleased to welcome the Hamilton Ticats 8th-round pick from the University of Calgary, Josh Hyer. Josh, how you doing, man?
Great, I'm doing good. It's been a pretty exciting few days here. It's finally getting to achieve my goal to take that first step into the CFL, so it's pretty exciting.
Tell me a bit about hearing your name called on draft night, just the feelings and emotions that are going through your mind.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had the whole family together, so it was pretty awesome. And then it was 8th-round pick, so I was getting a little nervous there waiting until the end, but I saw my name. I knew I didn't really matter when I got drafted or whatever, just knew I had to get drafted, so I'm pretty excited for it and thankful for the opportunity.
Well, I was just speaking last week to another 8th-round pick, Sean Thomas Erlington.
Yeah.
And he's a guy who kind of goes to show that it really doesn't matter where you get picked in the draft. You can end up being a game changer in this league. Just talk to me a bit about maybe going a little later in the draft. And does that almost maybe put a chip on your shoulder or make you feel like, hey, I want to prove myself that I belong in this league?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it started with like going to the regional combine out in Toronto, not getting the invite to the national combine. So I already had that little bit of a chip on my shoulder, and then getting drafted later in the later rounds, another chip on my shoulder. So it's lots of extra motivation for myself going into camp now. So
now in 2019, you won a Vanier Cup with University of Calgary. Tell me a little bit about that experience and kind of being able to see a winning team.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, that whole experience, the whole year, the brotherhood we had on that team was awesome. It was great to be a part of. And, it's pretty cool being able to see how, like, when everyone comes together on a team and works together, what can be achieved. It was pretty awesome. I mean, all the guys from that team got to go on and play professional football. So being around that group of guys there was awesome, high-level athletes and, great brotherhood coming from that year in 2019. So it's pretty awesome. And, hopefully we can continue that and win a championship here in Hamilton.
Absolutely. I know the fans have been hungry for one, so it'd be great to bring that winning pedigree here. Now, speaking about the city of Hamilton, you hear you're coming to Hamilton, you hear you're going to be a Ticat. What do you know about the city, and what do you know about the fan base here?
I was out there last year for the East-West Bowl in Hamilton, so I got to experience it there for a week. But other than that, I haven't been to Hamilton. But I know I know you got like great fan base out there, very dedicated, loyal fan base, hardworking community. So, I'm excited. I think, I'm a blue collar guy here in BC working, up in the oil patch and all that. So I think coming into Hamilton, I fit pretty perfect there. So,
Yeah, that sounds like the exact mentality we have
yeah,
here in Hamilton. So that
yeah,
that works
exactly.
out. Your first camp's coming up, your first rookie camp and training camp. Tell me a little bit about your preparation heading into that.
Yeah, I've just been, ever since the combine, I've been training with the CFL group at the Alpha Project there in Calgary. So I've just been doing lots of working out, keeping mobile, stretching, all that, doing lots of conditioning, just making sure that I give myself the best chance when I come to Hamilton to make that final roster.
Now, as a player, how would you describe yourself on the field?
I would say I'm just a high motor guy, and I never give up on a play. You'll see me running around the field, no matter if I'm on the total opposite side of the field and the ball's on the other side, you'll see me sprinting across the field. So I think that's one of the big things I pride myself on is just being a high motor guy on the field.
Have you gotten the chance to talk to any of the players in the organization or any of the coaches?
Yeah, I've talked with a few coaches and Randy Melvin there, and a couple talk. I talked to Grant McDonald, talked to him, and then I talked to some former players as well, like guys like Brett Wade and Connor McGough, guys I went to UFC with, who got drafted by Hamilton. So it's pretty cool to kind of follow in their footsteps and kind of try and do what they did in the CFL. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Some big, definitely some good mentors to have.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so if you had to, I've been asking a lot of players this, a lot of the draft picks. If you
Yeah.
had to mold your game, if you had to say there's one player that you look at it for inspiration or someone you kind of mold your game after, who would it be?
I think being from UFC and having so many great players come from UFC, guys like Connor McGough, that's definitely one guy that when I came into UFC in 2017, he was a guy that I looked up to. He was just drafted by Hamilton when I came there. So, definitely modeling my game after him. And then one of my coaches at UFC, Kent Warnock, older guy, but I think, this not so much a player wise, but, like just like off the field and in the locker room, really try and model myself after him and be a great man. So.
Well, I know everyone's looking forward to seeing you out on the field, and I am as well. So I really like
Yeah.
to thank you for joining me here today, and we're
Hey,
looking
thank
forward to
you.
seeing you down here in Hamilton.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to get there and get to work. So it's gonna be a fun year.
A big thank you to Josh Hyer and Patrick Burke Jr. for joining me on today's show. We have a few more things to get to. The CFL has announced some rule changes for the upcoming season. You can find all of those on the CFL website. I'll be getting into them more in detail on tomorrow's episode, more in depth about some of the rules. Nothing super crazy changing. We aren't switching to 4 downs or anything like that, but still some notable changes that we will be discussing on my show for tomorrow. The Ticats have just made some announcements also. The team has announced that they have released O-lineman Alex Fontana. Not sure where he'll be next season, but it won't be with the Ticats. The team also announced they signed 3 more players, including American receivers John Vay Johnson and Justin McGriff. The Ticats also signed national linebacker Dighton Blackett. Johnson, he spent time with the Alouettes last season and is out of the University of Toledo, ranking 4th in school history in touchdown passes. McGriff played 33 games at Utah State last season. He was the 37th player in school history with over 1,000 career receiving yards. And finally, Dighton Blackett, who played 22 games over 5 seasons at St. FX University, and he helped the X-Men win the 2022 Lenny Bowl. So yeah, some nice new additions to the Ticats ahead of training camp. Tomorrow will be the final draft pick episode, and it will be an exciting one as we will have Ticats' first round pick, Dayton Black, and his teammate in Saskatchewan, Caleb Morin, as they chat with me about their draft experiences. I want to thank all of you for listening, and remember to tune in to tomorrow's episode of Ticats Today for another exciting episode. Thank you, and see you next time.